Welcome everybody back to my channel. Thank you so much to my subscribers. Welcome newcomers. I hope you like what you see, and if so, be part of this journey with us, one big happy family. I want to thank every single one of you that's been with me from the start, and the newcomers just coming in. Thank you so much for supporting the channel, your beautiful comments, your suggestions, your uplifting messages. I can't thank you enough. Okay, so for most of you know, I do have a private crochet group on Facebook. You're more than welcome for newcomers that are coming in to join me. As long as you have a profile pic, you're all good to go. I also have a crochet page on Facebook that you can follow me, Instagram and TikTok. Most of my patterns that I put on here, I put up on all my social medias. Make it simple for everyone. In the description box below the video, there is a link to how to slow down the video or turn your closed caption on, or even zoom in the stitch that a lot of you still don't know how to operate with that. You can click on the link and it's a 2-minute video and it helps you tremendously. I don't write patterns as I don't read them. Sorry about my voice, but I'm still pretty bad with a bad flu, cold, sinus, of course. So it's a little bit scratchy. I apologize for that. And my voice comes and goes, and I have a lot of coughs. So a lot of times I have to pause and restart the video again. So for the most part, 99.9% of the time I use a 4-ply, 100% cotton thread. These are Portugal brands. I am in Europe, in the islands. And I use a 2.75, sometimes a 3, depending on my project. A small one to tuck in, of course, the loose ends, and a pair of scissors. Okay, so let's get started, everyone. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. It's extremely important. If possible, share. Sharing is caring. Watch a little bit of the commercials. It helps also the video for YouTube to circulate. So that's just part of the channel. This is how you can support the creators. And of course, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. It's free. You're not paying anything for it. And hit that bell notification to be notified of the new uploads. All of the links to my social medias will be below, so you can just click there and follow through or be a member at the crochet group. Okay, thank you so much, everyone. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to create a table runner. Now, this table runner I had created many, many years ago, and a lot of my friends on YouTube also have created it. So it's been around for quite some time. The beginning of the channel, when I started, I had launched the tutorial for this specific table runner that I'm going to do. The thing is, I didn't have a recording stand for the mobile. I didn't know how to call out the stitch names, so it was pretty horrible. It was kind of hard to see. The app that I was using was terrible, so that didn't help. It was such a big runner at the time, made a lot of orders with it in many colors. So I'm going to recreate to make sure that you guys do understand the pattern. It's with the 3D flower. Now, the flower, a lot of you already know I have created this flower. We do have the tutorial to it already. I'll leave the link below in the description box so you can create it. Of course, until the green part. And then we follow through with the white on the pattern as we go. It might take 2 videos because it's, a little bit of detailing to put these on. Not complicated, very simple. I'm not sure if I need how many flowers for this, but I do have quite a few that I have created. Like, I believe I created 21 of them. Could take 16, could take 18. I'm not sure. I can't remember. But once I start creating, for some of you that follow me, will remember this table runner. Okay, so I'll be using the white. Of course, I already have my flowers done. You could always go into the description box and see how many flowers I've used, obviously, because the video would be done and ready. So I don't know at this point, but in the description box below the video, it will have the amount of flowers. Like I said, I will leave the link also to it. Okay, so just make sure that when you're creating, you're doing just up to the leaf part of, the green. And then we follow through with the tutorial for the attachment onto the pattern. The centerpiece to the pattern is the Portuguese star stitch. Now, I do have a tutorial on that. but I will do the tutorial here a little bit so you guys don't have to keep going back and forth on the links. That is an absolutely beautiful stitch. I absolutely love it. And of course, remembering that you can create in different colors, like I have these flowers here. It's unfortunate that it's too small. I wanted to use this one to begin with because I absolutely love this one also, and the color combination mix. But the flower is a little bit too small for it, so I'm not going to use it. But I will be using, of course, the white, but you can go into whatever colors you'd like for base, and then your flowers, something to match it. Okay, so 2.75 hook, small one to tuck in loose ends, and of course a pair of scissors. Let's get started, everyone. These are 4-ply, 100% cotton threads, similar to Aunt Lydia number 3. Aunt Lydia number 3 is a little bit thicker, so your patterns do become a little bit bigger. And of course, different quality of thread. I'm just giving you on the thickness of the thread. I also, people order me these threads also. Let me tell you, camera does not do its justice for the colors of these threads. They're absolutely stunning. Now, these threads here in Europe, or in my country of Portugal, they are not by name of color. They are by number. So like this beige one here, very light, cream, like cafe latte, if you want to put it that way. Number 27. And of course, white will just say white on it. Okay. I think I pretty much covered. Well, okay. So, yeah, the orders. Some people order the threads. These are $12 a ball. They're 100 grams, equivalent to 325 yards. That's including with shipping. Minimum order of 6 balls, or I can't cover the shipping at all because it's extremely expensive to ship out of here. Okay, let's get started, everyone. Thank you. Okay, everyone, so I'm going to do 43 chain stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, until my 43 chain stitch. So I've done my 43 chain stitch. I'm going to come back on my fourth. 1, 2, 3, on my fourth one. 1, 2, 3, 4. And do 8 double crochet. So basically we have now 2 double crochet in the same stitch. I'm going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. Now we're always going to build groups of 2 incomplete double crochets. So I'm coming in where I've closed those 2 double crochets, and I'm going to do incomplete double crochet. These 2 double crochets are going to be sideways. So I'm going to skip 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to come in my fourth one and create 2. Oops, wrong. Sorry. I don't know why I was thinking. Okay, coming back in the same one, sorry about that, and creating my 2 incomplete double crochet. So now I have 4 on the hook. Skipping 1, 2, 3, coming in my fourth one, creating my incomplete, my 2 incomplete double crochet. We're always going to have 6 loops on the hook to close it out all together. Okay, 1, 2, and 3 chain. Coming back in the same stitch, always into the same stitch, doing the incomplete double crochet. So I already have 2 on the hook, and always coming in the last 2 double crochets that we did. So 2 incomplete double crochet on the same stitch as the last one, and skipping 1, 2, 3, going into the fourth one. Again, incomplete double crochet. We have 6 on the hook, 2, 4, and 6, and closing it out. So we have half a star already. 3 chain for my first double crochet. Where we've closed off in this little loop, we're going to do the incomplete again. So we have 2 on the hook already. Remembering always to come on the last 2 double crochets we've done. 2 incompletes, so we have 4 on the hook. Skip 1, 2, 3 on my fourth one, 2 incomplete double crochets. So we have 6 on the hook, 2, 4, and 6, and closing it together. It's as simple as that. It makes beautiful baby blankets or pillows, throwaway pillows, just gorgeous. 2, 3 chain. Again, coming inside of that little loop, incomplete. Coming back in, 1 and 2 incomplete double crochets. Skip 1, 2, 3 on my fourth one. Incomplete in the same stitch, always on the same stitch, and incomplete. So we have 6 on the hook and we close it all together. We're going to do this all the way to the end. So it becomes 2 sideways double crochet. And we already have half of the star. I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone. So I've come to the end. Now, coming to the end, I have 2 chain left, which is okay because I wasn't too sure how big I was going to go on the wideness. I don't want it to be too wide because the flowers on both sides is already going to take a lot of space. So very simple. And this is a way also to teach you how to take down when you have extra stitch. Always best to have extra stitch than to be missing, right? So basically you would just take down that those 2 stitches, and now we're good to go. Okay. So it's always best to teach, especially newcomers. There's always people learning new techniques. So I have, if you just want to confirm, I have these 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Not counting this one, of course. 9 sort of like V's, let's say, right? Like V's. Okay, so I've closed in with slip stitch. I'm going to go up 2 more chain. I'm going to turn around. We're going to start all of that again, coming in that same stitch that we've closed the last one, incomplete. Not incomplete, I'm sorry. Closing it in because it's the first one we're starting the row. And then 1, 2, 3, coming in, closing, not closing, incomplete double crochet, coming in the same one again, and doing the incomplete double crochet. So we have 4 on the hook. We're going to come directly where we have all of these 3 groups here. So you have that little space. It's the sideway double crochets, and we're going to do the 2 last ones incomplete inside of that middle. So we have 6 on the hook, and we're going to close it all together. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Again, start the same thing, coming in that same space, incomplete. Come back in where we did the last 2 double crochets, doing the incomplete. And here we have all of them again on the same stitch where we've closed off, and we have the 2 sideways double crochet. So we're coming directly in and doing the incomplete and then closing everything together. So pretty much your star is built already. 1, 2, 3 again. So we have 2 incomplete, coming in where we did the last 2 double crochets, and then on the next one where you see the star, the double crochet sideways. It's not hard to miss. The holes are there. You can see it very well. And then close it up again. 1, 2, 3, and redo everything again. and complete. Back into the last 2 we did and complete, and into the space here where we have these sideways double crochets, and we have 6 on the hook. We close it all together. Okay, so we're going to repeat that all the way to the end. Very simple. One more time just to make sure. 1, 2, 3. Come inside the same one and complete. So we have 2 on the hook. Coming where we have those 2 double crochets, the last 2 on the same stitch and complete. So we have 4 on the hook, and then right after into the next little space here. And we have 6 on the hook and close it all together. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end. Okay, everyone, so we're getting to the last one. Now, as you can see, the last one, we have the 2 sideways double crochet, right? So we're going to do 1, 2, 3, exactly how we've been doing. Do the incomplete. Coming in the 2 last ones we did. And here we have the 2 sideways, and we have the connection right at the edge here of the 2 double crochets here. So you want to connect right in between them and not on the sideways double crochet, okay? So doing right in between the edge, between them, and close it all together. So you can have a straight row going up and then restarting again. 1, 2, 3, turn around, coming inside the same one and closing off our first 2 double crochet. 1, 2, 3. Now we're going to start the incompletes. So we have our first 2 incomplete, come back in the same stitch. So it's just a repeat now, doing the incomplete in the same thing. We have the 3 groups here. We have the sideways double crochet coming into center of that, doing the incomplete, and now closing all 6 together. 1, 2, 3, and again. Now I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but what's good about this is you can go the length that you would like. So I'm not sure how many rows I'm going to do, but I'm going to do quite a bit going up, okay, for the length that you would like it to be your runner. 1, 2, 3, and again into the same one, incomplete, into the bottom one where we did the 2 double crochets, into the next one. So you always have 6 loops on your hook, and your start is pretty much done. Okay, this is row 3. Now, if you find that you need to put markers where your sideways double crochets are, those are the rows. So you have these 2, that's row 1, and then the other 2, row 2. And this is row 3. If you feel that you need to put markers, because at the end we need to count them in order to place our flowers like that. So we need to count rows to have the space in between. We'll have flowers on this side also. Okay. So if you want to put markers or a little piece of thread, if you don't have the markers, that's okay. So you don't get confused at the end because you can't figure out which ones are your rows. Where we have the sideways double crochets like we're doing here, that's your rows. So we're on row 3 so far. 1, 2, 3. I'm all stuffed up. Oh my goodness, people, this has been quite a trip with this cold. And next one. So I absolutely love this stitch. It's just so classy, so gorgeous. Okay, so I'm going to continue mine, and you could always fast forward the video and see how many rows I've done. Okay. Okay, everyone. So I have done 36 rows. And like I mentioned to you before, in order for you to know if you didn't mark it, how many rows it is, because it can get confusing because of all the star stitch, right? So where we have the sideways, we know it's one row. Then we have the sideways again here, so that would be 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, all where we have these side double crochets. Okay, 7, then 8, then 9, 10, 11, and so on. So I have 36 rows. I'm on my 36th row. I'm going to stop here. You can go longer if you'd like, remembering by going bigger, you'll have to add more flowers to it, okay? So we're going to do 1, 2, 3 chain. We're going to turn around. We have to do exactly the same thing as we did here with the chains, remember? So that's like having 1 double crochet sideways instead of 2. I'm going to do the double crochet, the 2 double crochets, 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come back in the same space. We're not going any more rows up, so I'm not adding 2 here. Incomplete. Coming back in again, incomplete. Coming into the next one, incomplete. And again, incomplete. So I have 2, 4, 5 on the hook. I'm going to close it. Okay. 1, 2, and 3 again. Coming back in the same one. Incomplete. Incomplete. Into the next one. Incomplete. And incomplete. 2, 4, and 5 double crochets, or loops, I should say. Okay, so that's how it's going to be. 1, 2, and 3. Coming back into the same one and doing the incomplete, the 2 incomplete double crochets, and on to the next one. So we have 5 loops on the hook and close. 1, 2, 3. Into the same one, doing the incomplete. So we have 3 on the hook, into the next one, and closing. Okay, 1, 2, and 3, all the way to the end. 1, 2. So we have 3 on the hook, and then 2 more. So we have 5 on the hook, and closing. We're going to go all the way to the end the same way. Okay, everyone, so I've reached the end. I have 3 on my hook. I'm going to come in between the rows where it connects and complete my last 2. And then we can, and then a slip stitch here. So we can cut our thread. We're pretty much done with it. And now we're going to go into the application of the flowers. So we need to tuck this very well in with a few knots here and there to make sure that nothing comes apart. That's why I like to use a smaller hook, because then we can make that knot nice and tight, and we're not going to have anything coming apart. So I'm just going to pull through some of them through the loops back here. So with this last row, gives us 37 rows. That's if you want to do this size. If you want to go bigger, you can just continue on. You'll just have to add more flowers to it. Okay, so I'm going to tuck in this little thread from the beginning also. I'm going to hook my first flower. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take down 2 of my last row. Or actually I should start better. Totally forgot that I need to do the first row here. My light is like flicking. I'm dropping everything. Okay, so after you have done your flowers, so we got to do, so I'm going to come in between where I have the leaves and we're going to build shells of, so single 2 chain. That's my first double crochet. You can start whatever way you're most common to start. My hands are stretching out, so keep slipping out. Camera's in my face. I don't see almost nothing. So 3 double crochet, 2 chain. We're building the shells of 3 double crochet, 2 chain. Okay, so 1 chain coming into the next space. Good heavens, I'm dropping everything here. And doing shells again. We're going to do this all the way around the same way. So we're just coming in that chain space between the green leaves, 2 chain, and again 3 double crochet, 1 chain space into the next one, and create your shell. We're going to do this all the way around the same way. You should have 8 shells. Okay, so now we have created the 8 shells. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. My 1 chain, I'm coming into this first, or the second, I should say, stitch. We did a single and 2 chains. So my second chain, I'm going to do 2 chain only, as it represents half double crochet only on my first one, and then normal double crochet on the other 2. So half, that means 2 chain to start off, 2 double crochet, and 2 inside of the 2 chain space. 1 chain only, because we'll use the other chain for the attachments. Okay, 2 double crochet again inside of that 2 chain space, 1 on top of the double crochet, another one, and this one here, the first and the last one, will be half double crochet. Now we have that middle 5 chain from the leaf. We're going to come right in the center and hook it on there, so we can have a nice straight leaf standing there. Coming on the first double crochet again with half. Next one, double crochet, 2 inside of the chain on the shell, 1 chain only, 2 double crochet again, 1 per stitch, and half double crochet on the last one. Again, we have that middle leaf, the 5 chain leaf, and I'm doing a single. Okay, so now I'm going to hook my first one in. So you're going to put your pattern flat like that. Now here on the center where the V's are, so this would be, I'm not going to count this corner one here on the center of the V, because that's going to be attached to a flower on the corner. So I'm going to count the next one. 1, 2. On my third one, I'm going to hook my So I need 2 of them for the first attachment. I have 1 chain there already. So again, not counting the corner one, 1, that's right on the middle of the V. We have that little loop there. 1, that's where we added all the double crochets together. So 1, 2, on my third one, I'm going to do a single. If I can get it straight, right? Okay. So back to back. So I'm going to go in the front and see where I'm at. 1, 2, and 3. Single. I'm going to come back to the front and complete my shell. Doing my 2 double crochets. And then double crochet on top of my double crochet again. And here on the third one, it's half double crochet. Doing a single in between the leaf, and then the first double crochet here, we're doing half. 1, 2, 2 inside, 3, and 4. So we have 4 double crochets and 1 half, 1 chain. Again, I'm going to count 1, 2. On my third one here, I'm going to hook again my flower with a single. Come back in, complete your shell. 1, 2 inside of the center, 3, and 4. My last one, half. I'm going to go in the center of that 5 chain leaf with a single. Remember, at the beginning we did only 2 chain. That's for the half. And then I am going to close it in with slip stitch. I'm ready to cut this. Now you can tuck in your loose ends now, or you can do it at the end as you wish. I like to get over and done with, so I'm going to tuck in my loose end. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much have the very first one hooked on. We're going to come into the second one. Now the second one will be hooked onto the corner and into one place here. And the same thing on this side. We'll have 3 flowers here, and then 2, and then 1. So we're going to hook 1 corner and 1 leaf, 1 corner and 1 leaf. Okay. So I've done my 4 double crochets. I'm going to come back to back right at the corner. We have that V. We're going to create those 4 double crochets, 2 in the center, 1 per stitch, and half double crochet the last one. Come in the center of your leaf with a single, and continue on to create your double crochets, your 4 double crochets. Okay, so I've done my 4 double crochets. I am going to do 1 chain, and I'm coming in back to back and attaching on that first paddle, continuing to close out my flower. In the center of that leaf with a single. So pretty much we have these two attachments, okay? Because then we're going to have flowers on this side and flowers on that side. And we'll be attaching it to these two here. And then the next flower that's going to come in is going to attach it onto here. So I'm going to continue my flower, finish the shells, cut my thread, tuck in the loose ends, okay? And then I'm going to attach the other corner the same way as we just did. One on the corner. Make sure that gets you well on camera. So I'll do one on the corner and one on the paddle. And then come back to you on it so we can complete the rest. Okay? Okay, everyone. So I've added my flower here so you can have an idea. We're going to add it here now. That means you have to do the same thing to this side. So we're going to add in 3 places. 1 on the flower and 2 on here. Okay, so we're going to start by the closest one to the flower. So we have that attachment, the one right after, right in the center, back to back. Come in, complete your shell. Do your half. Go in the center of the leaf, the single, do your half, and continue on. One chain, and now we're going to add into the next one here. I got a knot in my thread, try to hide that. Come back in and do the rest of the shell. Do your single with the leaf, your half, and continue on. One chain, and now we're going to add into the next shell. Then come in and complete it and finish your flower up, and then cut your thread, tuck in the loose end, and ready to proceed with the next flower. So we're going to do the 2, 1 chain, everybody is sick in this house. It's just horrible. I've added 2 on the same space, not good. Okay, so now we're just going to complete this flower and tuck in the loose end. So this is what it's going to look like, because we have the last flower to add on here at the edge. Okay, so I'm going to finish my flower and then come back to you. Okay, everyone, so this last one we're going to add in on this edge. We're going to add on the 2 ones here and on the 2 ones here, and you will have to do exactly the same thing to the other side. So I'm going to add my 2 here, my 2 here, and then I'm going to complete the other side so that we can do the edges. Okay, so I've done my 1 chain, doing my single, completing my shell. And doing the single here on the leaf, doing my half, and again the 4 double crochets, 1 chain, adding my second paddle, complete my paddle here until we meet into the next paddle. Okay, so I've added my 2. Now I'm going into the next flower and add my last 2. So very simple. I'm sure you guys will fall in love with this runner. It's absolutely stunning. Using 1 color only for the flowers too is absolutely gorgeous. You can match it with whatever you're using it for, your table, your counters, your dressers, your buffets. I mean, you can place it pretty much in many areas. And adding my last one. And I'm going to complete my shell and then show you once I am done here so you can have an idea. Now all you need to do is just rewind the video and go by there, or follow through this one that you've already done. Just look at it and repeat the same thing on the other side. If you find it easier to rewind the video, then go ahead. Okay, so basically this is what it looks like with the other ones added on. Okay, and now I'm going to do exactly the same thing to the other side. Okay, so I'll meet you once I am finished with the other side. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing this side also. Okay, exactly like the other side. Now we're going to start adding on the sides of the pattern. Get this straight, we don't want to mix it up. So we'll be adding onto 2 petals on the flower, and we'll be adding 2 onto the pattern. Okay, and I'll show you once we get there. So we're going to start adding the first 2 on here, back to back on the second petal here. And then continue to do your paddle. Always the same way. My light keeps flicking out of here. I don't know why. So we're doing the half, coming in the center of that leaf, into the first, again, half. And 1 chain, coming into the second petal. So I'm just going to continue to create the second petal and then get the next petal prepared to attach it to the pattern. So as you see, it will be like that. And then we're going to attach these two on here. But I'm going to continue here and then I'll come back to you. Okay, everyone. So I prepare the other pattern. I'm going to turn it sideways so you can understand better on how you're going to attach the flower. Okay. That's why I told you at the beginning, if you want to mark your rows, then it'd be easier for you. Okay, so let me get this a little bit more close up. Okay, so here we have the first row right in the center, which is that sideways double crochet. So that's our second row. And then here again is our third row, which we have the little single here where we did all the double crochets together. So third row, fourth row. So we're going to skip 4 and we're going to come and hook it on our fifth row. So I'm just going to make sure you guys see it clearly. So we have 1. This is 2, where we have that space there. And then right here in the middle again, this is 3. We have that little space here where we see the double crochets in here. 3. This is 4. And this is our fifth, which is where we're going to hook our pattern in. Okay, so you want to maybe just stretch it a bit here. Okay, so we're going to hook it on the fifth space. Just recheck so I don't get a mistake. So 3, 4, and fifth. I'm going to come right in here on my fifth row there and come back in, continue to do the double crochets. Complete your paddle. Restart the next one. Now this second paddle, it's easy to figure out because it falls right into place when you set it down. One chain. Okay, so let's put this all straight. Now, as you can see, when you settle it down, it will go right into place. So that means we don't count this one that's already attached. So 1, 2, and 3. I'm going to come in 1, 2, and 3. So I'm going to attach it on the third space here. Oh my goodness, having a cough attack here. Let's try that again. I had to pause a few times to cough myself out. Okay, I want to make sure that I got the right stitch on here. So on my third one here, I'm going to do my attachment. I'm going to come back in and continue to do my paddle. And then pretty much just finished all the other paddles, cut your thread and ready to proceed with the next flower. So very simple. Just have to be careful on how you're counting your rows. See where it places best. We don't want it too wide and we don't want it too crumpled up either. Everybody has a different stitch, right? Okay, so pretty much going to finish my petals. So I'm pretty much just doing my petals. Okay, so we know the 2 attachments and the 2 attachments, and it will be the same thing all the way to the end. 2 attachments, and then you're going to skip again. You don't count from here, you count the next one. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then into the 5th one. And then you would do again to attach this one here on the 3rd one. Okay, but I'll come back to you on my next flower. Okay, everyone, so we're ready to add the next flower, which will be on the 2 petals on the flower. So I'm just completing the petal. Adding the 2nd. So we're on the flower, right? And then I'm going to complete this petal and start the next petal to have it attached to the pattern. Now remember, when you're going bigger, for that reason, you need more flowers. And you could always adjust your rows. Okay, so again, we're going to put it into the 5th row. That means we're not counting this first one here. See if I can get it closer to you guys. So we're not counting this one. So we know there's double crochet here, and right here we have 1 row, 2, 3, 4, and 5. So I'm coming right in between. So on my 5th one, right in between both rows here, single, coming back in, and continuing my paddle. Now, like I said, some of you have looser stitch, tighter stitch. You don't necessarily have to place them the same way as I do. You might have to be only 4 rows or 3 rows and go into your 4th. But remembering, by doing that, you will have to add more flowers in. We don't want it to be too overcrowded with flowers either for the size of pattern, right? Okay, 1 chain. Again, we're going to, not counting this one, 1, 2, and on my 3rd one, which is right here, so on my 3rd one, attaching it, and that will be the same thing for all of the other ones, all the way to the end. Now remembering, at the end you'll have 6 places where you have to attach. You have the flower, which would be like this one. You have the pattern, and then you have the top flower on the other side. I'll show you in a second what I'm talking about. Okay, so now we've done both attachments, and we just continue on to create the other petals, cut our thread, and start again the next attachment with the flowers. And it will be the same thing for the other side, of course. Same count. Okay, so just face it this way. Okay, so now we have the two attachments and the two attachments. Remembering that when you're going to get to the end here, we'll be having the two attachments on the flower, two attachments on here, and then you have the two attachments on this flower at this edge. Okay, so you got to make sure that when you're starting your flower, you do only 2 petals, because the other 6 we need to attach it to here, to the pattern, and into the flower here. I'm going to continue mine, and I'll meet you once I have attached everything all together. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much added my last one. So 2, which was this one here, 2 on the flower, 2 on the pattern, and 2 on here, and it works out just perfect, the amount. Okay, but let's say you have an extra row. Don't worry about it. It's not going to change anything. You could either skip the 3 here and go on your 4th, or do the same thing. Skip 2, go on your 3rd, and here go directly. Even if you have an extra row, it's not going to change anything on the pattern. Okay, so now what are we going to do? We're going to do exactly the same thing on this side that we did on that side to this side. So we're just going to fill in the rest of the flowers and do the same amount of counting. You shouldn't be mistaken. If you want to put your markers, you can, and you have them perfectly lined up. It makes it easier for you instead of counting. Okay, so I'll meet you at the end once I'm done. Okay, everyone, so I pretty much finished doing all my flowers, all the adding flowers in. Now I'm going to do this last row, which is singles. You can start anywhere pretty much. Go into each stitch and do singles. I'm doing just with the lime because I don't want to take away from the green, the mixed green in the flower. So singles on each stitch where we have that single, or the half double crochet, I should say, also. So 1 per stitch, nothing different. And then when you get to the middle of the paddle here, we're going to do leaves again. So I'm in the center of the paddle where we have that 1 chain, and I'm going to do 3 chain, coming back in, single, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and then coming back in, single, 1, 2, and 3, coming back in, single, and then 1 per stitch again. That's all you have to do all the way around, the same way, nothing to it, very simple. And okay, so 1 per stitch. We're pretty much done with this table runner. I'm definitely sure you guys are going to absolutely love it, no matter what color you use. It's just stunning. I've done it, I don't know how many times. I had many orders back on the days with it. And sometimes it happens today also. And I'm sure once I publish it, I'll have more. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chains. So 2 of 3 chain, and the middle one of 6. 1, 2, and 3. Come back in, single, and then 1 per stitch. All the way around the same way. Then you can cut your thread, tuck in your loose ends, and you're pretty much done with this pattern. I hope you guys enjoyed the tutorial. I will have the little video and the pictures and display at the end I want to thank every single one of you. I'll leave the measurements below also. Let me know what you think. And I will see you in the next video. Thank you so much. Please don't forget to give a thumbs up on the video. And if you haven't subscribed, please do so. And I'll see you in the next tutorial. God bless. Take care. And see you soon. Bye-bye.